All right, so I was recently at the grocery store and all of the bread was gone. No bagels, no bagel buns, no loaves of bread. And I'm surprised how many people don't actually know how to make bread. So I'm gonna teach you the most simplest bread you can make. It's also known as Bannock. I basically take a Bannock recipe and I fry it in a pan. You can do this on your kitchen stove at home. Any frying pan will work. Any stovetop burner will work. It really only needs three required ingredients. Ingredient number one, of course, with any bread is flour. So the ratio for this recipe is 1 cup flour, 1 heaping teaspoon of baking powder, and then 1/8 teaspoon of salt. So we're gonna start with 1 cup of flour. And this is a little less than a cup, so I always heap it up. I'm actually gonna make you 2 different recipes today. One's gonna be something to go with my potato soup here with cheese and some herbs in it. And then I'm gonna make myself a dessert, which is what I make almost every morning with raisins and brown sugar. Okay, the second ingredient to the main base of this mix is, actually I should use this, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 heaping teaspoon. So about there. And then 1/8 teaspoon of salt. So just a pinch of salt. Just a little more. Okay, so that's your basic Bannock base. 3 ingredients: flour, baking powder, and salt. From here, you can just mix this up with water, put it in a pan, or cook it on a stick over a fire, however you want to cook it, and you're going to get yourself a basic bread. I like to always spice it up with something a little bit different. So, as I said, this first one's going to go with my soup that I just made. So I'm going to put some cheese in and some herbs. This is a little bit of sage and some thyme. You can also put rosemary in. I think my wife Caitlin's gonna do a video here quickly making a bread in a cast iron pot. She makes a beautiful bread, so she's gonna show you that tutorial. This is just like a real quick, simple bread that you can make. All right, so those are all my ingredients. I'm just gonna mix this up with water and throw it in my pan. So I've got my pan preheating. I've got some olive oil in it. Let's start mixing it up. Now when mixing this, I often do this when I'm camping, so I want to have as little dishes as possible. So start just a little bit in the middle. Mix in all that moisture that's there. Wow, a coal just popped out of the fire onto my tabletop. Let's see if I can shoot it back into the fire. Keep adding water, stir it in. And try your best to keep as much flour on the perimeter of the bowl as possible and just stir in the middle and keep mixing up what's in the middle. And that's going to keep your bowl clean and stop it from being just a big mess. Okay, so you want to basically stir it till it becomes a lump like that. A nice doughy ball. And that goes right into your frying pan. So using the flour on the perimeter stops a lot of it from sticking to the outside. Now that's in my pan, make sure my oil's all over the base, and then just flatten that out. If I'm cooking this at home, as I usually do for breakfast, I put a lid over it just to help keep the heat in from the top, but it's not necessary if you make it thin enough. All right, so while that one cooks, I'm gonna make my dessert. Again, same thing, 1 cup of flour, 1 heaping teaspoon of baking powder, and I've already put my salt in. And so this time we're gonna add brown sugar and raisins. It's pretty cold out here today, so it's frozen. but that'll do it. And again, make a little hole in the center and start adding your water. It's good to get the brown sugar chunks in that first initial big pool of water so it all dissolves and spreads out. But it's okay to have a few brown sugar chunks because they're delicious bites. It's done. Okay. So now for dessert, add a little more olive oil. You can also use coconut oil, which I really enjoy the flavor of. And in the pan it goes. So while that one cooks, I'm gonna enjoy my first one here. This is so with this cheese and the herbs, dipped in a potato and squash soup. So good. That's okay. Generally, a slow, long cook is good. That's what I do when I'm at home and I'm cooking on the stove. Just put it on about medium. But you know, you just got to work with what you got. Pay attention. You can smell it. As soon as it starts to burn, you'll be able to smell it. All right, let's take a look and see how this one's doing. Oh, beautiful. Love it. All right, so that's it. We got a nice meal bread as well as a dessert bread. Same recipe, just adding different ingredients to give it a little different flavor. So hope that helps some of you enjoy bread during this time of crisis when grocery store shelves are empty. All you need is a big bag of flour, some magic baking powder, and some salt, and whatever else you want to throw in it, and it'll keep you carbohydrated. So until next video, be nice to people, be nice to our earth.